My name is Hannah Gruber, and welcome to the Mindfulness Moment. I hope this is a time in your day where you can take a break from your desk or from your work or whatever that may be and take some time for yourself. So we're going to start today with some really simple exercises to warm up, and we're just going to start by rubbing our hands. So you don't need anything special to do this practice today. I've taken off my shoes just to be a little bit more comfortable. I'm wearing comfortable clothes, but you could be wearing anything. And once your hands are starting to feel warm, we're going to take our hands right on up to our chest. I'm going to make a little fist and just right at the top of the chest, right below my shoulder. I'm going to make some circles there, not pushing too hard. I just want it to feel a little bit warm. And what we're doing here is we're just stimulating our tissue. We're stimulating the muscle, we're stimulating the skin, we're bringing some more circulation to this part of the body. Let's switch sides. Take your opposite hand to the opposite side of your chest and make some circles. And this technique is, it comes from many different ancient practices like martial arts, and this is sometimes used in yoga, but it's also been shown in modern neurology to have a really powerful impact on our brain. Okay, so I'm going to take my hands now and just kind of like a light drumming, and I'm using the knuckles on my fist, but you could also use your fingertips here. And I'm right above the soft tissue on my chest. And just being mindful if you have any scar tissue there or any tenderness. This is a really just kind of light drumming. And we're just going all along the front of the chest, all the way out to the armpits. This area of the body can get really tight in the winter time, especially if you live in a cold climate. If you've had any kind of upper respiratory illness or infection, these muscles can just get really tight and sensitive and tender. So gentle touch. Okay, now using the palm of your hand, make big circles over your shoulder. So I'm going right over the shoulder here. Just imagine your hand as like a paintbrush. It's very soft brushing. Okay, and then I'm going to go to that area between my neck and my shoulder and just rub across it. So this can be a great way if you get neck fatigue or eye fatigue, if you're sitting still and kind of staring at your computer or your desk for a long time. These can be some really great ways just to refresh yourself. Let's go to the other side. Big circles over the shoulder. And we're going to do this for just a few more seconds. If it feels good, you can close your eyes and just try to feel it like a very gentle massage. Okay, rub the top of the shoulder, just a brush from the neck across to the shoulder itself. Okay, and then let's release. Shake out your hands. Imagine you're just shaking water off. And if you're standing, you can start to do a little bit of a bouncing motion from side to side, get the blood moving in the whole body. Okay, and then we're going to take the arms, stretch up. Big inhale, and then exhale, take your hands to the top of your hips, brushing down your thighs, bend your knees, go all the way down to your feet or your ankles. Slide your hands up the back of your legs as you return to standing. Inhale, stretch up. We're going to do a side stretch with your left hand. Hold your right wrist. Little side bend here, breathe. And let's just hold this for 3 breaths. If you can, try breathing in through your nose. And you can exhale like a sigh out through the mouth. One more, in through the nose. Exhale like a sigh. And then just slowly come back up to standing. Move your shoulders a little bit. Let's do the other side. Big inhale, stretch up. With your right hand, hold your left wrist. Give a little tug on your arm so your arm is lengthening as you bend towards the right side. It doesn't have to be a big contortionist move here, just a little side stretch. So this side of the body between your hip and your armpit get long and open. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale. slowly. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Release out of the stretch slowly. Bring your arms all the way back down. We're going to take the hands to the hips. Bend the knees one more time. Sliding the hands down the front of the legs. Hands like paintbrushes all the way to the ankles. If you can reach the ankles or the feet, great. You might have to bend your knees a lot to get there. You could even sit on a chair or on a bench. And I'm just going to hold on to my ankles. And with my hands, I'm going to give my ankles, or if you're not wearing shoes, you can give the top of your feet just a little squeeze. So I'm just kind of squeezing in and out with my hands. It's a nice little stimulus for the feet. And then we'll brush back up the backs of the legs, coming all the way back up to standing. Reach through your arms and exhale. Okay. Take your hands to a wall, any wall surface or a tabletop. You're going to make 2 stop sign hands. Place your hands on the wall. Okay. And then we're just going to go a little bit from side to side here. Keep your arms as straight as you can. Okay. And then we're going to do just little wall push-ups. So my hands are nice and wide. They're set a little wider than my shoulders. My feet are a little bit behind my shoulders. Back is straight. I'm going to exhale, bend my elbows, and just let your body, like a board or a plank, come towards the wall. Inhale, push away. Straight arms, exhale, bend. And how much should you bend your elbows here? As much as you can. No strain. Keep your hands pressing into the wall. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Maybe exploring coming a little bit closer if you're feeling strong. Inhale, straighten. We'll try 2 more. Exhale, bend. Finding that place where you still feel strong. Inhale, straighten. Last one. Exhale, bend. Good. And then come all the way back up. Shake your hands out a little bit. And then standing, take your shoulders just nice and high towards your ears. Shrug them up really, really tall, like you're wearing your shoulders for earrings. And then make your arms very straight and bring your shoulders behind your back. Let your straight arms come behind you like you're wearing a big cape or like you have wings. And let your shoulders rise up a little bit higher here. Breathe with me. So keep breathing. Try to expand. Rise up a little taller through the crown of your head. Let the sides of your body lengthen up a little bit more, and then nice and big squeeze with the upper arms, bringing the upper arms behind you. I'm going to bend my elbows and reach my hands towards one another. Maybe find the interlace of the fingers here, a nice big squeeze with the hands. We're going to pull the hands away from the hips, lift up through the chest. This is a really big shoulder stretch. You can stop at any point. If you found your own stopping point, take one more just nice, easy breath. As you exhale, come out very slowly, gently release everything. This next one you can do from sitting or standing. I find sitting is a little bit nicer. We're going to do some stretches for the neck, but you certainly can do this from standing. So I'm going to take my right hand over the left side of my chest. And if you use your fingers, you just want to be aware of your collarbones right up by the neck. You don't want to have your hand on your bone, and be aware of any tender tissue or scar tissue here. I'm going to press the palm of my hand into this kind of soft spot just above the breast tissue. And then my left hand is going to come right on top. I'm gently pressing in. And then imagine you're just like pulling your shirt down to straighten out any wrinkles, and gently pressing in and ever so slightly pulling down. Tilt your head to your right. Tilt your head away from your hands. And as your head pulls away, your neck should feel like it's getting just a little bit of a stretch there. Bring your head back up. Keep your hands firmly pressing in and tilt your head away. You might lift your chin on this one and see if that gives you a little more stretch, or maybe a better sensation, one that you prefer. And then slowly bring your head up. Let's tilt the chin down and reach the head away. That might be a different sensation. And then you can go up and down with the head here. Very just slow nodding motion with the head. Couple more moments here, just giving the neck some relief. Bring your head back up slowly, relax your arms down. And if you can, just be quiet for a moment, quiet in your body, quiet with your shoulders. You can put one hand on the top of your chest by your lungs, the other hand over the belly by your diaphragm. And just breathe for a moment. You can breathe nasally through your nose. And if that feels like a little bit of a struggle, breathe through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw. So your mouth would purse like an O, and just inhaling through the mouth or the nose, and exhaling through the mouth or the nose. And with your hands here, we use both our diaphragm muscles in our belly and our lungs in our chest when we breathe. So you might even be able to feel a palpable feeling of your breath. Okay, release your hands down. Let's do the other side. So take your left hand, bring it over to the right side of your chest. Make sure you're not directly on like the breastbone in the middle or the collarbone or the shoulder up top. You want to be in an area, it's the pec muscle that's a little bit soft maybe. And take your right hand on top. You're going to lightly press in, kind of like you're putting your stamp on something, and then ever so gently tug downward. Just a gentle tugging, like you're straightening out the wrinkles in your shirt. Tilt your head away from your hands nice and slowly until you feel maybe a little tugging in your neck. Bring your head up slowly. Okay, let's do another. Tilt your head away. Keep your hands pressing down firmly. This time, what does it feel like if you lift your chin? Then can you just take a breath there? Bring your head back up again very slowly. Hands are still pressing in and slightly tugging down. We're going to bring the chin toward the chest, tilt the head away from the hands. And then let's do a little up and down. Your head is still tilted and you're just nodding very slowly. Notice that the stretch changes a little bit based on the position of your head, based on where it is. Maybe it's stronger feeling in one position. Maybe it's a softer, quieter feeling in another position. Slowly come back up. Let's shake out the hands there. Bring the right hand to the top of the chest and the left hand to the belly. And you can have your eyes closed or open and breathe. Imagine you're breathing through a straw or sipping through a straw. Smooth breaths, quiet breaths, smooth breaths, quiet breaths. 3 more. In, out, in, out. Last one. Great. You can stand up again if you took a seat. And let's just move our legs a little bit more. So this is one of my favorite things to do, and it's just called marching in place. And it can be easy as just lifting your feet up, imagining like you're walking or climbing up a mountain. And you can make it more active when you're ready to by bringing the knee towards the opposite elbow. Okay, and then when you really want to be fun and fancy with it, you can take the arms all the way up and stretch. So you're just trying to create as much energy here in your body as possible. We've got the rest of our day to go. So we want some energy. Okay. Relax that and step your feet to a wider position, much wider than you would normally stand. And I'm wearing socks and I'm on kind of a slippery floor. One thing you can do is stand with one foot right up next to the edge of the wall and the floor so that you don't slip and fall here. I'm going to hold on to my hips right where my pants pockets might be with my hands. Take a nice deep breath in here. Find a nice stretch of your back up, and then exhale, hinge at your hips with really straight legs and come forward about halfway, about 50%. So feet are nice and wide. You're engaging your legs. Imagine they're tensing up or squeezing in, and we're coming about halfway down here, trying to find a nice straight back. And imagine that you could push the floor away, push down with your legs and inhale back up. We're going to do that one more time with strong legs. Exhale from your hips, hinge forward, come down about halfway. Try to keep your back straight. Try to keep your head in line with your spine. And if you're doing this like I am with one foot at the wall, it's a nice way just to kind of push against the wall and feel some of your own strength. You want your legs to be nice and strong and engaged here. Push down with your legs, inhale back up. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Take your arms over your head. I'm gonna hold on to opposite forearms or elbows, even if you can reach, stretch tall through your spine. This one's a little trickier. So I'm coming forward without my hands on my hips, but you always have the option to bring the hands back to the hips. If you're like, no way, not today. Coming down about halfway, head in line with the spine. Pushing down into the floor or foot into the wall. Inhale, rise back up. Nice one. And exhale, release. Okay. One more time, we're going to come to the wall. And we did that, just push up at the wall. Now we're going to do a different position at a wall. So instead of facing the wall directly, I'm going to turn to this side with my stop sign hands at the wall, about at the height of my shoulder. And then if I have my feet right underneath my hips as my starting position, I'm going to walk my feet away from the wall about 6 or 8 inches. So I'm at a slight angle. I'm slightly leaning into the wall. Okay, your shoulder now, shoulder on the arm that's on the wall. We're going to take that shoulder up towards the ear. And then we're going to try to take that shoulder back and circle it down and forward. So my hand is really gripping the wall. I'm imagining that my hand is like a little tiny claw, and I'm circling my shoulder now in a big, smooth circle, keeping my hand gripping the wall so my arm is really strong. And I'm just getting this nice massage for the shoulder. Okay, let's pause there. Let's try to reverse direction. So I'm going to take my shoulder back and down and up, forward and down, back and down and up. We're going to do a couple more of these circles, always trying to feel that your arm is very strong. So I have to grip the wall a lot because I have very mobile joints. But if you're a little bit stiffer, you might not have to grip the wall very much, but try to get your hand as flat as you can. So you get a nice stretch for your hands, your fingers, and your wrists. Okay, let's shake that out and just march your feet out a little bit. Stand with your feet underneath you, like you're standing in line, and notice if one arm feels different from the other. It might even feel longer. I can see myself in the camera. My right arm actually looks longer than my left arm. So it's kind of interesting how quickly these practices can impact us. So let's try that on the other side. Position your other hand at the wall, about at the height of your shoulder. And then I'm going to step my feet a little bit away from the wall, about 6 or 8 inches. So I'm putting some pressure on my left hand. pressure that you can tolerate, but nothing that feels painful or uncomfortable, like you're straining to breathe. Your hand is flat, and if you have maybe looser joints, you're gonna claw the wall with your hand so you feel your arms strong. Okay, and with your arms straight and strong, take your shoulder up towards your ear and try to bring it behind you and down and in front of you. And just making these slow, smooth circles. And really just taking your time here. This doesn't have to be a performance evaluation. So just doing the best that you can. A little bit of movement goes a really long way. And when we can encourage ourselves to move more slowly, we can actually create more calm mentally, which we know improves things like our creativity and our problem-solving abilities. Okay, let's pause, relax your shoulder, engage your hand, grip the wall, press your palm flat, straighten your arm, and let's go forward and down, back and up, forward and down, back and up. And this is definitely my least coordinated side. And you might have that too. You might have one side of your body that feels more coordinated, or certain movements that feel easier to do. And it's important to do a variety of things that are easy and things that are challenging. Okay, let's step away from the wall. Take a moment to shake out. You can stand again. It's so nice to feel that the arms are maybe the same length. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more work for our spine now, so you feel really refreshed. And one modification that you can do is to just lean your hips against a wall when you do this, or even to take this one seated. But I'm going to drop my chin towards my chest, and we're going to go kind of slowly here. I want you to let your head and your shoulders slouch forward as though you were a little rag doll. And bending your knees, and keep rolling or ragdoll rolling down, and do the best you can to let your head and your arms be really heavy and really loose. Like if someone came upon you while you were deeply sleeping. And it doesn't matter how far down you go here. There's no goal to touch the floor or anything at all like that. We're going to try rolling back up. I like to imagine rolling up a carpet. So you're kind of unrolling the carpet here. You're rolling back up. So the last part of your body to unroll, ideally, will be your shoulders, your neck, and then your head. Ooh, okay. Let's try that one more time. But this time I'm going to have you take your feet a little bit wider than your body. My toes are pointed away from the center. Okay, this is just going to stretch our body in a slightly different way. The same idea, I'm going to lower my head and lower my arms, and I'm going to let my knees bend. And just taking your time, it's like you're rolling up the carpet. So your head and your arms reach towards the floor as you let your spine reach down. And then at some point, your body may say, okay, that's enough. And you don't have to push farther than that. We're going to roll back up slowly. Keep your legs a little engaged when you're rolling up. And that'll help you to be more relaxed in your spine. Really take your time. See if you can go a little more slowly. It's funny, we encourage ourselves to be fast all the time, but what happens if we encourage ourselves just to really take our time? Head last. Great. Okay, and then step your feet back in. We're going to do one more thing, and this is another stretch for the shoulder. So I know I said you didn't need anything today, but we're probably all doing this in some location with walls. So we're going to do this one with a wall. And before we come to the wall, I want you to take your arms up to the sides like I'm showing you now. So it's like a goalpost, or like two 90-degree angles. Okay, and I want you just to look side to side. Check to make sure that your elbows aren't down here. They're not below your shoulders. This is not going to work. And check to make sure that your elbows aren't up here by your ears. That's not quite going to work too either. We really want the elbows to be in line with the shoulders. Okay. And then I want you to do one more thing. I want you to stand and stretch your arms above your head, clasp your hands together, and reach your spine very, very tall. Use even your abdominal muscles. Think about pulling your rib cage or lifting your rib cage away from your hips. Okay, and try to keep your spine very tall. Relax your arms down without collapsing your spine. So you want to stay very upright. Okay, now keeping your body upright, bring your arms back into the goalpost position. Okay, and we're going to take this to the wall. I'm going to keep my right hand here. And I'm going to bring the palm of my hand and my elbow right up to the wall. Let me step back a little bit so you can see a little bit better there. So you might be very close to the wall here. You might be a little bit farther away from the wall, but the important part is to get your hand and your elbow flush to the wall, to have your spine nice and tall. And then I'm going to try to push the wall away from me. So I don't want to fall onto the wall because I'm tired, but I want to push the wall away from me. And then that might be a lot of sensation. If you're happy there, you can stay right there. But if you'd like a little more sensation, you can begin to turn your chest and your upper body like a little rotation, like a little revolving door. I'm just ever so slightly turning my chest away from the wall, but I'm not letting my left elbow or my hands relax. I'm really pressing my left elbow and my hand into the wall. Okay, and this should stretch that same area we were working at the very beginning. Let's relax out of that and step away from the wall. And you can do that just relaxed arm check. Is your right arm a little looser, a little longer, a little lighter? Or just in any way, do you feel a difference? Okay, let's try that tall spine move again. Clasp your hands above your head with strong legs. Lift up so that your rib cage rises away from your hips. Try to keep that feeling of lift in your spine. Bring your elbows into two goalposts, 90-degree angles with your elbows at the height of your shoulders. We're going to bring the left arm to the wall. And I've got my elbow and my hand on the wall. I'm checking to make sure my elbow's at my shoulder height. And then I'm going to find that tall spine again. Before you twist, it's important that you push your whole left hand, your whole left forearm and elbow into the wall. Like you're trying to push it away from you. Stay strong in your legs. And then turn like a revolving door, your chest and belly just a little bit away from the wall. You don't really need to go far here for you to start to feel a little stretch in the front of the chest or in the front of the shoulder. Okay, take another moment. Relax. Do that little arm check one more time. Let your arms come by your sides. Okay, and take a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Rest your hands in your lap. And there's a little phrase or a little mantra that you can repeat. This is a way of focusing on your breath. And it's very simple. It goes like this. My breath flows in. My breath flows out. As you inhale, inside of your head, you can say, my breath flows in. With your exhale, my breath flows out. You can repeat this quietly or inside your own head. The purpose of the mantra is to help give you something to focus on, like an anchor. It anchors your attention, it anchors your mind. My breath flows in. My breath flows out. My breath flows in. My breath flows out. At the end of your exhale, open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel a little more energized and open through your chest and your shoulders and your neck and ready to greet the rest of your day. I'll see you next time.